Good musical morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Bench, where we take you behind, above, and beyond the repair bench here at Heid Music Company in Northeast Wisconsin. My name's Adam, and I'm your host. Should I start adding that a little bit? Yeah, that's fun. It's cool. Today's exciting. We have a very exciting stream. I got a couple little changes. The biggest one is I got an updated laptop, upgrade, here we go. And I was just commenting to Matt how the old one, which is right there on this table, full of stuff, because I've been trying a bunch of stuff. This OBS shows me the CPU usage as we hit record or stream. The old one would be chugging along around 30, 40% CPU, bumping up to 60 sometimes. This one hasn't gone above 9%. Loving it. Live, laugh, love. Here we are, enjoying the day. Also, another really big difference is I couldn't do this with the other laptop, and I'm happy I can now, although it's throwing me off. I got an earbud. So what this is going to let me do is listen to the sounds coming off the computer that you hear, aside from my voice. But it plugs my ear, and I have this weird head echo of when I talk. It's really kind of throwing me off a little bit, but that's okay because I'm excited. We're having a good time, and I love to hear myself talk. That's why I stream. Yeah, Molly's like, it's not funny. It's true, but anyways, enough about me. Good morning, everyone. What a crew we got here today. I'm loving it. Shauna, good morning. Watching on the big screen with the kiddies. Leah, Mernon, my family's here except for Adeline because she's still asleep. Wowzer. Jinx, hello, good morning. Marty, Chris, good morning, good morning. Aaron wishes he was still asleep. Anil, good morning. Anil, sorry. Keith, hello. Oh, this is great. What a morning we have. Today we have, I'm pretty excited about a couple things we're going to be trying today. And how does my mic sound, by the way? That was my one concern. I wasn't able to test that. Does it sound okay? Doesn't sound glitchy or anything? Hopefully it's good. It's a very different setup, and I was a little worried because I wasn't able to fully test it, but here we are. So, yeah. Oh, thank you so much. I sound angelic. Oh, that's apparently angels. I guess. I don't know. What do you want from me? I'm a drummer. I'm not a music. Molly?
I'm sorry. I need to steal this.
Are you kidding me? What are you trying to do? Do work during the stream? You know we don't do that.
I am. Actually,
Can you believe this? I can't even intro the thing. It's been 5 minutes. I'm so sorry about her. I'm so sorry. Just kidding. You're great. So here's this. Yeah, it's not a good stream if there isn't a little screw turning between the streamers. You're a streamer. You're a streamer.
Oh, no.
You have a Molly Minute. Matt's a streamer. He's got a Matt Chat with Matt featuring Matt. We're streamers. Streamers unite. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. Yeah, so what was I saying? I'm excited about this stream. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a couple different things we're going to be trying out, both with the Molly Minute and the Matt Chat. So we will see if everything works the way it's supposed to. And there's a couple new things that we can do, and we'll maybe try some of those things today. In fact, maybe we could try it right now. Not with you guys, with some special friends in chat, because maybe we could call the Grime Stoppers? Maybe? With my hands free? Could we try that? Camera, don't freak out. Did you freak out? You freaked out a little bit, but anyways. I wonder if can I do it? Wait, I'm going to try something. I got my phone to type something in. You ready for this? Sorry, I want to see if this works. Okay, let's see if this works. It worked! It worked! That's right, chat-triggered events are now available here on our channel. Don't worry, there's global cooldowns, there's user cooldowns. There's only 3 right now. So don't go crazy, but it's the start of a whole new era for Behind the Bench, because now I have to do less and you can do more to influence this here stream. So, cool, great. I'm so glad that worked. I hope you heard what I heard at least. Did you hear the Grime Stoppers theme? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy that worked. Anyways, shall we get to it? Should we get to fixing some stuff? Yeah? Let's do it. All right, so today we're going to start with a flute on the bench here, and then we're going to move to a saxophone that we're going to have some cool fun with. So let's do it. You know, it's kind of nice to have the music that you hear in my ear. That's kind of cool and new. I don't usually get to hear that, so that's cool. So what we're working on today is a bit of a backlog of M&R repairs. So as I've said before, as we've talked about, M&R repairs are maintenance and repair is what it stands for. And what we do here at Heid Music is we rent out instruments to anyone that needs an instrument and would like to start music, whether they're starting music in school for the first time, whether they're changing to a different instrument, or you're an adult that wants to try to finally learn how to play saxophone, because there is no stopping point in which you can learn or not learn. So you can just go and start whenever. It's okay. But we also service all those instruments as part of what we do here, and we call those M&R repairs. And with schools starting, some schools have started. Most schools are starting next week. There's a lot I got to get caught up on, and we're gonna just hammer through all those today, tomorrow. Not hammered through. They'll get the attention they need, get fixed properly, and working really, really, really well. But that's the focus for myself here in Green Bay for today and tomorrow, to get everyone set up for school starting Tuesday. So we're got a couple M&R repairs here at Heid Music. And if you want to rent an instrument, visit our site, heidmusic.com. Click the rent an instrument. You can do it. You can start today. You might even have an instrument that I set up. If you want to rent an instrument that I set up, we can make that happen. We can do that. I could set it up on stream so you know that it's good. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. It's all up to you. The ball's in your court. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways. So, let's fix a flute is what's up first. I know, favorite amongst some of the repair techs here. I haven't looked at this before. I have no idea what's going on with it. So we're going to learn together as a family. And we're going to figure this out. Wisconsin and UP only. There we go. So we got our leak light, and we're going to put it down that tube. Put her down the tube. See what's going on. Minor regulation. Okay, let's see what the rest of this thing looks like. Yeah, get flute tech in training. Here we go. So I'm just looking at the pads as we go down, seeing what kind of leaks we have. Check every one. One thing with flutes, I've said it before. You know, I repeat myself a lot, but you know, I don't know who's been here before, and this is someone's new first time. But I also just talk through what I'm doing. Cameron, good morning. Welcome, man. Good to see you, brother. So when you, as a technician, this key is way out of alignment, so we'll get that fixed. Woofa doofa. Oh, bam-beddy, bam-balam. Oh, bam-beddy, bam-balam. Bent my key, bam-balam. It feels bad to me, bam-balam. Oh, I always stop there. I always sing a song, and then I get caught up, and I stop there because I can't. I can't think of a word that rhymes with me. Don't. She bent the key, bam balam, maybe 2 or 3, bam balam. Oh, bent it, bam balam.
Remember that and make them
Write it down. You're supposed to be writing this stuff down, Molly.
remember what you said.
I don't remember. It's on the recording though, so. Yeah, my family's coming up with lots of flea. Flea. All right. So there's a lot going on here with this friend. Anyways, what I was saying before I got caught up in Bent Betty is when we're looking at flutes and working on flutes, one of the, I would say probably a hard thing to learn as a flute, as you're learning how to fix flutes, Molly, pay attention, is how much pressure you put on the key. Because a lot of leaks can be gone if you push really hard on it. It is still just a felt pad, right? But most players don't push really, really hard on the key when they play. So when we're looking at flutes and we're looking for, there we go. You did it. Bad leak, go away. And we can see that there's a major leak in the back. You probably can't because the light's all messed up, but this key here is all over the place. So pressure, how much pressure you're putting on the key. A light touch. That's always what we're trying to try to get through to woodwind techs in general. Molly, is that a hard concept to kind of get when you're first starting out on flute? Light touch.
I think it was harder to get because I started out on brass. I think the light touch was harder to kind of understand because when I started out on brass, it's all about hand strength and about having that hand strength. And then you switch to flute and it's like, oh no, have the lightest touch ever. And you're like, sometimes I don't remember. Sometimes I do. I have to check myself whenever I do flutes. I'm like, all right, this is like, I almost need like a checklist of like things that say light touch, look for this, make sure you're watching for this. I had that with clarinets actually because I was forgetting things. I literally wrote down everything that I had to check.
That's
and
a great
now
thing
I
to do.
don't need it, but light touches sometimes difficult. It's fine.
There you have it from Molly. Now, when we talk about hand strength with brass too, it's not like we're just like just moving metal left and right. A little bit actually. Like you got to have hand strength to do dent work. And Marty's in chat. Like how much at the end of the day, your hands kind of hurt a bit when you're just working on brass. But yeah, Molly just did we should have shared some pictures of it, but had it won't show up, but mellophone that was just wrecked. Went down and worked with Marty and Appleton, our pro brass tech, and it's a whole different horn. It looks really, really cool. But that took a lot of dent work, a lot of hand strength, a lot of just stamina in general and endurance to get that done. But you take a couple breaks, yeah. And then we moved to flutes, and it's like the lightest touch. You got to think about little delicate hands. I think about my daughter, who's almost 6, pretty close. Like, can she play it? She got tiny little hands. She's strong, she's tough, but she's got tiny little hands. So, all that to say, when you're looking at repairs and flutes, like that's the kind of stuff we're looking for. So. What a tangent we got off on that one, huh? That's okay. Everything's fine. Yeah, Marty is repair bro swole. All right, so as I'm kind of looking through this, I'm realizing part part of the issue here is, let's see if we can get this on stream. You can follow me this time, on the camera. So, can you, oh yeah, there we go, that's the angle. Do you see anything wrong with this flute? Do you see anything out of the ordinary? Here's a hint. What's a delicious yellow fruit that you peel and like grows on trees? Monkeys really like them. Banana. Boy, this got sat on. Do you see the banana shape to it? It goes like, whew. Wow. So we got to get this straightened out, which happens over there at a spot that I don't have a camera on, and I'm so sorry. So I don't think I'm going to do that right now. It's not a repair that we can do on stream, but it's a fairly simple repair in general for the most part. You just got to have patience. Don's here. Good. I was so worried. Don, I was like, where's Don? Is he okay? He's busy painting this shelf. So we'll have to move to the next instrument. Someday I'll have enough cameras to make that work, but running into power issues. Not enough power to power all these cameras. Even with the upgrade, I think this computer's chugging along great. Just need more power. More power. Tim the Toolman Taylor. Oh. That was pathetic. That was a bad one. That was bad. Anyways, let's move on to the next instrument then. So we'll fix that flute off stream. It's got to straighten the body, then the dent works, or the pad work comes in. One thing that I do, I prescribe, I think all those might work too, is that when I fix like body work or dents or straighten anything on an instrument, I like to do it completely together because there's a technician in, thanks Seth, yeah, it's my new sax stand. Did you guys see that? It's pretty great. I love it. I'll put it like, that's a really good profile of it, so we'll leave it that way. When I fix like bent bodies or anything like that, I try to do it as much with the instrument together as possible. Because most time if there's a key binding or anything like that, if you straighten the body, typically it kind of helps take care of that issue. Excuse me. But there's a technician that I really love and respect in Sioux City who helped teach the school and the program there at Western Iowa Tech, which is the repair program I went through. Her name's Whitney from, I'm forgetting the name of the company. I'm so sorry. I should have this. But anyways, her philosophy on that was the instrument got hurt with all the keys on, so you want to make it better with all the keys on. It's cute. It stuck with me, so that's what I do. So when I go to straighten that body, I'm going to straighten it with all the keys on. Yeah, anyways. So, saxophone. Yeah, here's my cool sax stand. I finally have a place for the accessories, which means that this stays on my bench now. You can see my old one just hanging up there on display. Molly keeps looking at it like, so is anyone using that one, or? And I'm like, girl, give me $8,000 and you can have that. Oh, we like to have fun. You could buy two of the really, really nice ones from Music Medic. All right, so let's take a look at this saxophone here. That pad's pretty, that one's fine. All right. Oh, I'm not giving $8,000. You all have to give me $8,000. Look at that. Fits an alto, a tenor, a bari sax. It can fit a flute and a... Molly? Sorry. Do you mind? Yes. I was in the middle of talking about my awesome sax stand and you had to interrupt with a sneeze. So, yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Doesn't matter. I was just playing along with the joke that this sax stand's awesome. All right. Thought there was something in there. All right, so look at this. Camera. I don't know why you hate me so much. Hi. Can you? No, okay, cool. How about now? Good? It's just a little guy. All right, so put the light in, the bell, put a little foam, and realize that that's all very good. That's good. That's really good. I got distracted by the sax stand. Usually I check the bell keys off the stand just in case we gotta give it a little love tap, you know? But in this case, we don't have to. All right. Same thing on saxophone as flute, clarinet, any woodwinds. When we go to push down the keys, we're looking for as light a touch as possible. Now, saxophone has springs that are pretty tough. This is a Jupiter. They come pretty heavy, typically, in my experience. So you do have to, I mean, we usually adjust it a little bit, but, you know, you got to have enough strength to push down the key. But you're not mashing down the key just to make it seal, because that's only hurting your cause when you're trying to find leaks. Sometimes you give it a hate. Don. You're funny, Don. You're having a good time, aren't you? All right, this one is overall pretty good. Where's that tap? Oh, tapping back here. This got bent. There we go. Those little metal taps are gone. All right. So what we're gonna do on this saxophone, a little adjustment up here. We got a little leak. We got a leak right here. I took away my zooms because I didn't think they worked, but we got a little leak up here. And what do we say to leaks, chat? What do we say to leaks? What do we say to leaks? Bad leak, go away. And we will. Just like that. It was an adjustment. Excuse me. So there's adjustment screws on saxophones, clarinet. There's one on clarinet, sometimes more. And on flute, there's a bunch. And it's the screws that help regulate when one key pushes another and another sometimes. So sometimes those get out of alignment, or there's like a cork or felt or synthetic cork or whatever underneath, and it might get a little compressed, putting it out of alignment, so you just gotta make those little adjustments. Or, the best thing, something I love to see, is when I open up a instrument case and I see a screwdriver in there. It makes me a little nervous, and if I'm being honest, most times when I look at the adjustment, they're way off. There's a lot of finesse and there's a lot of skill that goes into really getting those adjusted correctly, because once you adjust the pads to close correctly, more often than not, there's a regulation that's out of sync somewhere else. So, yeah. Excuse me. So, we need to do some pad replacements on this. We're going to do the E flat pad, because it's gross. And I think we're going to do the palm keys, because they're pretty worn. One really needs to be replaced, and in my opinion, if you're going to replace one, you might as well replace them all. But we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to do something a little special, because here at Heid Music, we like to educate and entertain. It's one of our core values. one of our core values, educate and entertain. So, and what if this stream is anything if not educational and extremely entertaining? But it's not just for the population. We also, our customers, everything, we love to do that. Like that's one of our core values, and we really strive to make that happen every day, every interaction, right? But it's not just dedicated to the folks outside of the company, it's also inside the company. So today, for Molly Minute, we're gonna try something very, very new. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, the Molly Minute. Bring! Molly's here, and she's got the mic, but I'm gonna keep talking. Today, we are going to fix this saxophone. I'm sorry, not we, not me, Molly. Have you ever worked on a saxophone before?
Only neck corks.
Only
and
neck corks.
Slight adjustments.
Today, you're gonna learn how to change an E-flat pad
Cool.
and change palm key pads.
Oh,
Live on stream.
you didn't tell me about the palm keypads. That's a surprise.
Mm-hmm. So, stream. Can we get dings in the chat? Because Molly's going to do something that's a bit stressful. She's going to show you the education process live. She's never done a pad before on a saxophone. And you're going to learn how to do it in front of thousands of people.
I've done octave keypads.
Okay. That's a little different. But you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. So, you're going to take the reins. I'm going to step to the side. You're going to take the...
Do I
me
need
grab
my
my coffee.
screwdrivers?
Yeah, you're gonna need tools. Spring hook. Just walks right off screen.
What? What else?
Oh, you have
do
the
you
mic. They can't even hear me.
need? No.
Yeah.
What else do I need?
I have the tools.
Okay.
So
What
first
am I
thing you're gonna
taking
do is you're gonna want to take off the E-flat pad.
Cool. Do I need to take off that brace? Or
Nope.
okay.
So how do you think that happens? So this does. You just rotate
Does
it
it
down. It's a
turn?
little.
Oh.
Okay. Where do you think the screw starts for that?
There's 2 screws. Or this for this pad?
Yep, so Jupiter, most mechanisms here have one rod that goes through. Sometimes there'll be 2 separate keys. On the Jupiters, there's 2 pivots, and it's all on one rod that these 2 go on. So you can just take off these 2 pivot screws, and this will come off as a unit.
Cool. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Here, I'll grab my...
You have your screw board.
You want to talk through what you're doing? Remember, you're streaming. You're a professional streamer.
I'm a professional streamer. I didn't know I was a professional.
Mm-hmm.
When did I get the title of professional?
Streamer.
Professional streamer. When did I get the title of
When you
professional?
started streaming on a professional channel.
Professional channel. I'm taking the privet. Yep, I can speak today. Pivot screws out. Oh, that moved. And taking this.
So now, yeah. The other thing too is you could take the springs off first, but all right. So let's get this out of the way,
Cool.
and we can go ahead and just get my stuff out. All right. Okay.
Fire?
Yeah. How do you take pads out? How do I take pads out, and thus you take pads out?
Stick your poker in the pad and then heat it up and whew.
Yep. Same concept as clarinet, just bigger pad. If you want to show how bad that pad is, you can hold it up to the. You can see the nastiness on there.
Yeah. It's like
Chunks,
stuff
yeah.
coming off too.
All right, cool.
I mean, I poked a hole in it, but we're not going to worry about that.
Yeah.
I have never taken a saxophone pad off before.
There you go.
Cool. Stop. Cool. Oh, it's music medic.
All right, from this point, I'll clean off the back of it. Just clean the key. I got a pad for you right there.
Cool.
Keep talking.
I know, I need Q-tips for the glue. Sorry. My brain isn't working. I'm grabbing my Q-tip so I can get the glue out of the
Yeah, clean the cup.
cup, pad cup. These are way
Okay,
bigger.
that's good. That's good. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Jeez. These are way bigger pad cups than clarinet, so.
A lot of the concepts are the same, though, for the most part. It's just bigger.
That makes sense. Do you think saxophone pads are harder to seal than clarinet pads?
I used to, but now they're equal, for me,
Well,
in my
yeah.
opinion. But yeah, saxophone is kind of the next step. It's different. It's harder. Good. Let's clean off the back of this really quick. Let gunk off. So when you glue your pad, let's make sure this fits. I ran out of 40s. I gotta get some more 40s, but that is good. So it's kind of the same concept as clarinet. So careful so that you don't hurt yourself. But you're gonna heat your glue and just paint it on. Heat and paint, and you want a nice even coat. And you want to make sure you can see that, Chet, we can see the leather kind of coming to the backing of this pad. You want to make sure that's completely covered, that threshold there, because that'll also seal it too. But yeah, here you go. Don't burn yourself. This is where I burnt myself in school because it's a lot more glue. Okay. And one little thing that I do, I saw someone do this, I don't remember who, but when it's done, I'll put it on here, and that kind of glues the pad, cools the glue faster.
Put the pad on here?
Like this. So when you got the glue on, and you're all done, just put it like that. Okay? All right. Dings in the chat, come on, let's cheer her on.
I don't have nails. Gosh dang.
Elise, hello!
I dropped it. It's fine.
All right, here we go.
Oh, gosh dang.
So I'm going to tell you, as best, I know you don't
I don't have nails.
but don't, careful. Like, you're going to burn your fingertips
I
if
know.
you do that.
I'm aware.
One thing you can also do, this might not work, but you can get a pad slick, kind of put it under, and now you can do it that way.
Okay. I don't have nails, so we adapt apparently. Oh, stay. No. I got it stuck already.
Cody and Adeline are cheering you on. Everyone's cheering you on. You got this. Can I show you a way to hold the glue and the... Yeah. Yeah. Because now you don't have that awkward transition period.
I've seen you do that before.
Yeah, it's not really working.
That's
Try to
really
hold
fun.
it. Just make sure your fingers don't get... Oh, Molly. Are you nervous to do this on stream?
No, just try to figure out how to do it.
Yeah. No, that's all right. First time. I think you're doing great.
This glue is very stringy.
You don't have to get all the way to the edge of the pad. You just want to make sure that the leather covering is sealed, right? And then you want enough on there that that you can float it then. You kind of want to try to get an even coat.
I'm trying.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm just talking to you. You're doing great, Molly. Good. Can I just do one thing just to show you how I put it on? Yeah. No, you did really good. Great. So one thing I do is, I'll hold it however you want to hold it.
Yeah.
And this, I don't know why, this is just how I use the torch. A lot of the folks in our company have the acetylene.
Yeah.
That's always there. You and I just use the butane torches and learn how to do it. If you ever want to switch to acetylene, let me know. We can work that out. But this works just fine. So again, heat up the glue. And what I do is I just go from this side, I just paint it on. And then I would rotate the pad, do the same thing over and over, okay? When we put it on there, and that'll give it a second to and a little uneven, that's okay. Because the other trick we can do then is when we put the pad in, You're going to heat up the cup. Okay? And then you're going to put the pad in. And you're going to lightly press, not too hard, right? And then give it a little twist.
That's what
And
I
that's
do.
going to help spread it. Just like
Clarinet.
clarinets, right? Just on a bigger scale, all right? So go ahead and do that. The chat's really behind you, Molly. You got this. That's good, yeah. Is it rotating?
It's not moving. Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, okay. And if you need a little bit more, I think you're fine. But if you needed to do a little bit more, you can heat the back with your torch.
That's scary.
But I think that's good. Yeah, you put a pad in. Next step, let's seat it and seal it. You ready?
Uh-huh.
All right, you're going to move your torch out of the way because we're going to move the saxophone stand closer to you. Joe, really good question. Thoughts on shellac versus hot melt glue? I've been using hot melt glue for just kind of forever. One thing I've noticed around here especially is that, you know, there's marching bands that go outside in the cold and that shellac will get brittle and pads will fall out. But I have not had that happen at all with the hot melt glue. On the flip side, I have heard that it gets so hot outside when people are doing band things that the hot melt glue will get like loose and like kind of go into that more liquid form. So, but I haven't experienced that here. I have had zero issues with this glue. No one's complained. People will use that. We've got the synthetic shellac too, regular shellac. Yeah, but on the more basic stuff, this is what I'm used to and what I'm using. But we do have shellac too. Higher end stuff we'll put shellac in. And Joe, have you tried the synthetic shellac from? Oh, geez, where's that from? Is it J.L. Smith? Excuse me, Molly. I'm gonna cross. Sorry. This is it right here. It's a stick of it.
I broke it.
You broke it?
I broke it. Oh, I know what I did. I broke it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I didn't break it. I just didn't put it in right. I see that now.
So this is
Uh-oh.
the synthetic doesn't have any problems with the heat or cold. That's great. That's good to know. What'd you do? Sorry, I was talking about glue.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
Okay, where are you at? What's going on?
I'm putting the thing in the
You're
thing.
putting the thing in the thing. Okay.
Uh-huh. It's okay. I just put it, I didn't put the one pad under the
So you can see
thing.
here, do you see how the,
Yeah,
so you're
I
gonna
had
wanna
it in there.
just push
Oh
that
my
even.
God.
Yeah, so that's that rod that goes through the,
Interesting.
trying to be hands off here. You got this.
Uh-huh.
Best way to learn is to struggle, Molly.
I know.
Not that you're struggling,
I am
but
struggling.
you are learning.
You're not struggling. You're just learning. Isn't that the nice way of saying you're struggling?
Mm-hmm. Here, do me a favor. Can you look at the camera and then just hold your hand up? There we go. Now it's going to follow
Hi. I can see how the sax stand would be nice.
Right, you have two hands free, right? You
Yeah.
can do that. Also, when you've got the smaller screwdriver, I don't know if you have a bigger
I
one.
know my bigger ones have some problems right now.
Okay, if
I
you
need
want to
get
switch to
them
mine, you can.
fixed.
But now you just clip the springs on.
These are some strong, thick springs
Correct.
compared to. Hey.
Good. All right, so now we're gonna seat that pad. All right. So, a couple of things you're gonna want is a pearl. I use a pearl protector, which is a key. Do you have one of these? No. Okay. We can get you one for sure. But this one is made. It's just a wooden handle over the pearls to protect them from being burned. I like to use it because there's a felt right here, and I don't want that to burn. Because and there's a couple different heat sources we can use for this. You can use your torch if you want. I did that for the longest time. But we also have heat guns, air heat guns, where we can set the temperature and there's no issues. I prefer to use that now on pretty much all saxophone stuff. So why don't we use mine? So what you're going to do is, this is, again, this like maneuvering where I'm using my hands, my pinky and stuff. I've just kind of started doing this, but I like to have the key open while I'm heating it, and then then it'll close. What's nice about the E flat and the palm keys and the side keys, and there's a bunch of keys that are like this, they're sprung closed. So the spring tension does a lot of the seating and helping you pad, does a lot of the work for you. What you need to be careful of, and I've talked about this a couple times, and we've talked about it with other instruments, is then when it looks like it's closed, but if you were to open it, you see how the sunrise, sunset, you can see it very clearly there. It opens in the front before the back.
Yep.
We want it to open, close, not a gradual open or gradual close. So that's what we're aiming for.
Okay.
Usually the spring closed keys do a lot of the work for us, which is nice. So here's the pearl protector. You can go ahead and grab my heat torch. We'll give it a second to heat up. Someone saw your green shoes and they really like them.
They're my family's very Irish, and they're Shamrock shoes from Brooks. Yours takes longer to heat up than mine does.
And you just heat up that hole. You want to try to vary the heat around the entirety of the cup. And you can test by letting it close a little bit, see if it's moving or not. It should be enough heat once you let it close. See where it's at. And sometimes I'll just do that. So you rotate the sax stand. Just kind of see. So we still got some leaks. So more heat is probably needed. Jupiter's got some pretty heavy metal, I think. So it tends to take a little bit more heat. And one tip too is when you're heating things up, think about the thickest part of the metal, because that's going to be a heat sink, meaning a lot of the heat's going to go there. So I will sometimes focus like on the rib of the key, because that's the biggest metal, and then slowly move myself to the rest of the key. Should be good. I'll just kind of. There was a leak there, but that's gone.
Oh,
that leak there is gone. And as we open it,
a little bit.
There's a tiny bit there, but we can do some adjustments on that. But yeah, that's basically it, Molly. You did your first sax pad. Yay! How do you feel?
Great.
You sound
I don't know
great.
what I did.
You did wonderful. Dings in the chat for Molly, everyone. Dings in the chat. She did it. I won't make you do the palm keys. You know what? Next stream, you're gonna do some palm keys.
Okay.
Okay. And the stream after that, you're gonna regulate the pinky table. Woo! That's a good joke for anyone who works on saxophones. All right. Things in the chat for Molly, everyone. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, the Molly Minute. Bring! Good job, Molly. She did it. Dings in the chat. I'm getting my stuff and leaving. That was her first time. She'd never done any saxophone work before. And that was Molly's idea, too. It was a great idea. Credit to Molly. She's like, hey, what if we did this? I'm like, yeah, that's a really good idea. Fantastic idea. I think that will be the format, I think, moving forward for the Molly Minute. I think it's really good. Yeah, we'll just start working on different things and I think saxophone's the next thing you're learning. So we're going to work through a bunch of pads and techniques and stuff like that. So
I'm going to learn everything about saxophones
on stream, yeah. And then when I'm sick one day, you're just going to have to re-pad a saxophone on stream.
Watch me struggle here.
Yeah. Yeah. a really hard task, and you have to try to chat and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's fun. Leah had a great point. Learning this stuff is tough. Learning on camera is a whole nother thing. I didn't do that. I wouldn't do that. So again, kudos to Molly. She's super brave to do that, and she did a wonderful job, of course. So
I didn't break anything.
you didn't break anything. You seated a pad. Yeah. Yeah. Good job. Good job. All right, so I'm going to go back and fix all the things that she messed up. So why don't we just go ahead and get back to the saxophone. Just kidding. You did great, Molly. All right. Educate, entertain. I think that's the core value we're trying to hit here at Heid Music on this stream. So behind the bench. Yeah, so we'll hit back to the saxophone, I think, unless we want to just pivot right away. Oh, well, hey, look at that. I got like a little break here now. Cool. We're going to shift over to everyone's favorite guitar segment, the Matt Chat with Matt featuring Matt. It's the Matt Chat featuring Matt with Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt. This is a guitar. We're going to pick up where we left off last week. This is a different guitar that has already had the bridge glued on yesterday. This had tight bond on it, so I feel comfortable taking the clamps off. It's already set up and ready to clean. So pretty much the same clamping setup that we talked about last week. Two the big aluminum clamps down the center. Two of these little ones on the wings. They didn't slip around as much as the clamps did last week, which was really nice. In fact, this whole job was as easy as it could have possibly been. The bridge was already separated completely from the top. The only thing I was holding it in was the strings and the bridge pins, which is a little scary. Also kind of cool. We're going to come back to this one. Yeah, the strings were the only thing keeping the bridge kind of on the guitar. And it just flew right off. I didn't have to add heat or anything. Which means I pulled there was a soundboard pickup on the inside. I took that off for no reason. I guess that's, if I'm going to complain about anything, it'll be that. And now it's getting hung up on this clamp. All right, so clamps are out. Here's that soundboard transducer. This has an LR Baggs pickup system. This is the I-beam for those that are curious. I tried something a little different this time. I put a little piece of tape on the inside to prevent the glue from getting everywhere. It worked all right. Not great, but better than no tape at all. I'm not going to try to show you because I can't see it anyway myself. So, all right. So we have all our clamps off. All of the cauls are gone, and now we just have some dried up glue. Not a ton, because I really cleaned it up very well while it was still wet. So we're going to just take a damp paper towel and just kind of wrap it around for a little bit. That's going to soften the glue so we can scrape it off carefully. While that is doing its work, we'll put another piece of paper towel on the inside to try to catch some of the debris from what's happening next. There's glue in the bridge pin holes, which obviously won't let them go through. Not good. So we take a drill bit. I prefer a number 14 or 15. Nice guitar, so we use a shield. It doesn't, it pretty much matches the taper of the bottom of the bridge pin hole. So I don't widen it unnecessarily. We're gonna roll the drill backwards and then forwards to clean that out. Very gently. And that's just roughly bored out. I'll leave this in place, actually. In the shop, I run the drill backwards almost as much as I run it forwards. Usually I just need to make something a little bit bigger, or I'm dealing with a delicate surface. If you just go blasting away, running the drill, you know, in the forwards, you risk damaging finish, pulling up stuff you don't want to. It can get away from you real fast. So it's best to go in reverse to kind of burnish the hole, break the finish a little bit in a controlled manner, and I don't know, make sure you're using sharp drill bits. Especially, like I said, where there's finish involved. So the bridge pins are getting halfway in there. We need to finish boring those out. So we'll grab a reamer for it. Tape from an old job is already on here. We'll take that off. There's two different general sizes of bridge pins. With like a 3-degree taper is what a ish, not remembering exactly. A gentler taper, what these pins are. And then there's a more vintage style, like it's either 5 or 7-degree taper. And now that I look, I might go check to see what that other reamer looks like. You would want to try to match the pin to the hole as best you can. And I think this is that steeper taper. I don't usually use this one, so that's kind of exciting. So it's really easy to go a little bit too far, and then you have a bridge pin that doesn't fit all that well. So we're going to just do a couple spins at a time. Pull it out, test. I want it to sit just above the bridge, and then a little tap be seated flush to the top. And then gentle taps to clean off the flutes of the reamer. These ones have a special, kind of like a rounded edge without cutting edges to help keep the hole nice and round. They're also finer tapers than like a reamer you'd get at the hardware store. These are specific to instruments in general. I think one of the tapers you can use you can get by using it in orchestra land as well, although they have much nicer special tapers for that. But it'll get you done in a pinch. That's good. And we're going to check back in before I forget with the glue. When it's nice and like white and ghosty, I don't know if anyone can see that, it'll just peel away. So it's safe to use on finishes. It cleans up with water really well. This is just my fingernail. You can give a little scrub with the wet paper towel. You don't want to press too hard. You don't know what's on the paper towel necessarily. It can kind of scratch the top a little bit. So always looking, inspecting what you're wiping width. And then we'll come in with a little micro chisel and just kind of run it gently along the corners. The pulling of the bridge, that process is where you can cause a lot of damage to the top, but you also can make finer scratches in this portion of the job as well. So it's important to be careful where the tip of your chisel is going and also the sides of the chisel. If you have something with a weird profile, like especially a chisel you're maybe not designed for fine instrument work or fine work in general, will be a little bit bulkier. And the corners, as you angle it, can dig into the top. And pretty much everything, like the longest surfaces we have to clean, go against the grain. So there's a lot of opportunity to create like a horizontal scratch that shows up really, really well. So it's important to always be patient, take your time. If it feels like it's taking too long, then slow down some more, honestly. If it's taking too long, then there's a lot of glue and it's tricky and it's someone else's instrument, so treat it as such. I am terrible to my instruments. I'm recently finding out I save all my patience for at work, and when I get home and I have a project, that's when I get all my mistakes out. So I'd rather create learning opportunities on my own stuff. There. That's pretty good. The rest we can clean up with buffing compounds, but nice, seamless glue joint there. I'm really liking that. The cleaner the bridge comes up, generally the better it is glued back down. I'm getting a little distracted by some scratches here in the top, like under the finish, so might be a little manufacturing defect. That's kind of fun. Or just a weird grain line in the wood. Anyway, heading back to the bridge pins. Now our shield fits better. This is just regular, like fake leather desk mats. They're great. They're easy to cut. I have them made in pretty much every regular body shape for guitars, electric, acoustic, and basses. I use them as covering for my benches. The only thing is they don't like acetone all that much, which is fine. All right, so I'm happy with how those are all sitting. The next thing I'll do is add the wet paper towel back to the saddle slot here. There's a hole for the piezo element to sit through. I used kind of a big caul, so I couldn't clean that slot out beforehand, so now I got to deal with it. On the back end, I'm going to go grab a smaller chisel for that. And then we're going to talk about bridge pin holes. So typical guitars have just a round hole for the bridge pins to go in, and then the bridge pins are slotted. These ones, however, don't have a slot. And so the bridge pin holes have a little keyway in them. As it's oriented on the guitar, you can kind of see the notches there. What this does is let the string buck up against the bridge plate. All the strings are going to sit nicely in this little notch, and people say it transfers vibration into the top better because the pin is anchored directly to the top. It's not like halfway in between the top and the slot of a bridge pin. They usually do this on nicer guitars. A lot of Martins especially, have the slots already built in to the bridge, but they don't go all the way through to the top underneath, and then they have slotted bridge pins. So it's easy to convert them to this setup if you want it. It's just kind of a neat thing. Like I said, usually like higher end boutique guitars do it. It's a common, not doing that yet. Common upgrade people like to do. So to clean those out, we're going to come in with some kind of specialty files from StewMac. They're angled to fit in in the bridge pin hole nicely, and they're gauged to match the different thicknesses better. So we're just going to run that through, knock the glue out. We don't want to deepen it unnecessarily, so be careful to just remove the glue and stop. Come in with the smaller one here. At this time, it's especially important to cover the top. It's easy to be filing and then accidentally catch the top. Usually a good idea to tape the bridge up too if you're adding them in. But just because we're cleaning up glue, we're not getting too crazy. We won't do that. It'll be fine. To add them to a bridge that doesn't already have the slots, they make another specialized tool that probably costs a little bit too much, or you can epoxy a jigsaw blade into a handle you make, and it's good enough. And then just keep making those as you break them, lose them, convert them to do other things. Fun little tool you can make. All right, that is all set. The saddle slot glue squeeze out is nice and soft. Come back in to clean that up. What's tricky is not distorting the tops, the top of the bridge and the saddle slot edges. Keep that nice and crisp as it was from the factory. We're taking a squared chisel to a rounded corner here, so there's plenty of room to make little marks or mistakes. I'll also come back in with a hobby knife sometimes. Also, if anyone has seen my blue hobby knife, I haven't seen it since the last stream, so if anyone saw where I put it down, help me out. Yeah. I don't remember if I used it that Friday, but I haven't seen it all week. This is my home hobby knife. It's the very first hobby knife I used. It's very special, so I leave it at home. It's not special at all. It's just a cheap old hobby knife I've had for a long time. And it actually feels a little weird now because I've been using the other one for longer. But sometimes we just have silly attachments to tools for no good reason. And that's part of the fun. All right, that is clean enough. Come back in with another drill bit to finish the hole. Usually these saddle slots, this is like a Martin styled build. Usually the saddle slots are about 100 thousandths wide. So we're going to come in with a, ooh, that's too big. Something smaller than that. It helps when your drill bits are organized and you just don't put them in random spots. But I don't know a single guitar shop that actually does that. Come back in a little angle here. Another very seemingly innocent procedure that you have to be extremely careful during. You don't want to wiggle the drill either which way and again distort the appearance of the saddle slot. There we go. So that's all cleaned up. And we have a reattached bridge. I like to leave extra paper towel on the inside to try to collect all this extra stuff that we're reaming out and drilling out. Doesn't usually work all that well. So you have to come through and vacuum it up. All right, we're going to try to put this piezo back in. Still cleaning out glue on the inside. Using the pokey end of the hobby knife so we can insert that into our finger when we have found the hole from the inside. Is what I usually like to do. So you get that, positive feedback that you're in the right spot. And we're going to come back in with a that fails, then we use a second favorite cheap tool are these orange automotive picks from Harbor Freight. They're, oh, there we go. Just a little bit of glue on the inside still. They're very cheap, so you can abuse them. They do all sorts of things they're not intended to do, and that's why I love them. There's that piezo strip. And there we go. Bridge is done. From there, we oil it up a little bit as we would the fingerboard. I have to level the frets anyway. Like I said, vacuum out, put that I-beam pickup back on, and honestly give it another day until we put full string tension on it. No sense in, like I said, no sense in rushing. Take your time. Honestly, patience is like the best tool you have. The more patient I become, the less I try to push things, make them happen. It's like, oh, this extension is stuck. Why is it not going? That's how you make mistakes. The longer you can let stuff sit, it's hard, but the better your results turn out. That's one thing I've been learning the last couple years. And so bridge stuff is no exception. You want clean results, you have to take your time. And yeah, that's how you glue a bridge back on, start to finish. Don't really have any ideas on what to do next. If anyone wants to see anything, I probably have it laying around the shop or can bring it in to show off. Yeah, let Adam know.
Really got to work on a transition for Matt Chat featuring Matt. Matt, can I just get a bunch of pictures of you, or can I get a video of you when you do your little guitar dance?
Sure.
Can you just give me a video of that, and I'll put the Matt Chat featuring Matt as a transition video? Perfect. Awesome. Dings in the chat for Matt, everyone. It's awesome. The thing about the Matt Chat featuring Matt with Matt is that I should be working on what I'm doing, but all I do is I sit here and watch OBS, the stream, watching Matt work. I think it's cool. I think it's a cool little thing. Not a cool little thing. It's amazing. It's big. It's huge. But it's stuff I've never seen before. So, dings in the chat for Matt. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, dang, dong. Here we go. All right. Yeah, so we got a couple minutes left here. We're just going to go through the saxophone a little bit more. Scott, hello. Hello, welcome. I just put the palm pads on. I think I do need to get my zooms back. I took them off the thing, but I think we need to get zoom again. Zoom it in so you can see. But yeah, we got the palm keys, the pads replaced. They were a little gross. Just some real minor adjustments throughout. This saxophone is just about done. Just looking at the regulations. Light touch, right? We're not squeezing down, because then we're just fooling ourselves. We're not actually getting rid of leaks. We're just pretending they're gone. And Molly's pad that she did right here, it's good. She's flushing an instrument now, so. She works during Matt's thing instead of just sits and does nothing. So she's good. She's a good employee. Good job, Molly. Yeah, I think this saxophone. Oh, you know, I'm going to replace the octave pad here on the neck. That's what I was going to do. So. Haha, Dr. Bad Leak. I love that. Hey, actually, chat, I do have a question for you. So as we implement more of these things, like chat triggered events and whatnot, are there any ideas you might have for what we could implement here into the repair stream? There's a lot of cool things that we can do. A little teaser, working on a point system, channel point system, stuff like that. But what could we do to enhance the stream? What ideas you might have? You know, an example I have is like, I always talk about going Bob Ross mode. So perhaps there is a literal, you have to go Bob Ross mode for 5 minutes, no matter what you're doing. You know, things like that. If you have any ideas, go ahead and send them to me into the chat. You can comment on the video after as well. We'll see that. But any ideas you might have, I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, I'm looking to expand this, get a little bit more interactive. But I'm not entirely sure what to do because there's a lot of really cool ideas for like gaming streams, but we're not that. We're a craft stream. I don't know how to get some of those stuff like that. But store tour, yeah, those are cool ideas. The problem is you have to be mobile, and I guess I'd start the stream on my phone, but yeah, I'm thinking about that. But a ding song. Ding, 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 good for you. You did a good job and I'm happy for you. Ding, 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 you did it too. Me and you and Heid Music Company. Well, there's your ding song. By the way, that was an idea, is just make a random song about a word or topic. That's, I just did it. So there's, what was that song? That was nothing. Oh my gosh. That was, I don't know, I think I blacked out for a second. The ding, ding, ding song. Thank you, Joe. I am a professional, I guess. Marty, the thing about tuba time, here, I think we're just, you know what, we're just going to chat it out here at the rest of this. Tuba time, we don't have a lot of room here for tubas, so actually that would be hilarious. Molly, she just like, what? I'm trying to like do this, and you just walk, yeah, your Molly minute's done. You had like a Molly 15-minute. I'm joking. Everyone loves to see you. Molly's here. Here. Okay, back to work. Flushing a French horn. Get back to work. I tell you. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to do some tours, different shops within Heid Music. Maybe go hang out with Marty over there at the College Avenue location and flush a tuba, or just look at the process there. Marty in chat there is a phenomenal brass tech. Just like, you know, I'm just gonna say it. Marty's one of the best brass techs in Northeast Wisconsin. I'll hang my hat on that. Marty's amazing. You should see some of the stuff he's done. He's currently finishing up a project where he took a right-handed euphonium, a normal one, converted it to a left-handed for a student who needs that accommodation. Marty did that, took it apart, rebuilt it for a left-handed player, and it's weird to hold, but it's amazing. Maybe we'll check that out. Yeah, Marty's great. Let's get him on stream. Looks like we need an Appleton store tour. Yeah, we got to do a warehouse one too, because Don, right there in the chat, amazing tech. We've seen Seth. Seth is in the chat, amazing tech. Got a lot of techs over at the warehouse location. Show and tell, yeah. There was one idea I thought of as like bad tool time. Well, we have tool time. We could just talk about tools. That's like show and tell. Maybe tool time's one. But one where I have to try to take a tool that's not the right one and try to explain how it is the right tool for the job. I don't know. That might be silly. Thing is, I don't know what direction I want to go with some of that stuff, because I don't want to get too cheesy with it, right? But anyways, yeah, I'm excited. We got some cool stuff. This new computer does open up a few possibilities now that it can handle more than one program at a time, so that's exciting. But yeah, I like that show and tell. That's good. We gotta get a tour sometime. Yeah, this is all good stuff. Thank you. If you have any other ideas, you can leave a comment here after the video. Go back to the video, leave a comment, or yeah, if you know how to get a hold of me, go ahead and get a hold of me. But anyways, I think we're gonna stop a little early today, because I'm just about done with the saxophone. Don't have much to do. The flute, I have to do stuff off stream, and frankly, I don't have a third instrument lined up. I didn't grab one, so who would have thought that we would have needed it? Not me. Oh well. But anyways, all right, there, Grime Stoppers. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling. Thanks for being a part of my Thursday morning. And thanks for coming to Behind the Bench here at Heid Music Company in Northeast Wisconsin. As I always say, keep her going and keep her good. Bye.
Let us help you find your melody at Heid Music.